From JBS Studios in Greater New York, this is the JBS News Update with Teisha Bader.
I'm Teisha Bader with the JBS News Update for Monday, November the 17th, 2025. Slain Israeli hostage Menny Goddard was laid to rest today at his home kibbutz of Be'eri. The 73-year-old's remains were returned to Israel Thursday night by terror group Hamas via the Red Cross. Hundreds coming out today to pay their final respects, including Israel's President Isaac Herzog, who called Goddard and his wife Ayelet and the many other kibbutz members murdered on October the 7th, the best of humanity. The remains of 3 hostages are still being held by terror group Hamas in Gaza. Herzog later today met with outgoing New York City Mayor Eric Adams in Jerusalem, where he thanked him for his support after October the 7th, saying, "You are a true friend of Israel and the Jewish people who has stood with us in our darkest hours." Herzog also thanked Adams for his firm and clear voice against anti-Semitism. The mayor met with Israel's Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu at the Kiryah in Tel Aviv today, where Netanyahu thanked the mayor for, he said, his great support of Israel and for being a true friend of the Jewish people. Yesterday, the mayor visited the Kotel in Jerusalem's Old City, where he said, "I stood before the Western Wall and prayed. With thousands of years of unbroken faith, this is a place of prayer for all nations." The Jewish Federations of North America's General Assembly kicked off yesterday the 3-day annual Jewish Leadership Summit of over 2,000 attendees from across the country, meeting in Washington for the first time since the ceasefire in Gaza and return home of all the living hostages. The gathering focusing on how Jewish leaders are thinking about communal priorities in the aftermath of October the 7th and the subsequent war. And several released living hostages were among the speakers last night at the opening of the GA. Noah Argamani, who was held for 246 days, and most recently released hostages Guy Gilboa Dalal, Evyatar David, and Avinatan Or, returned back home just over a month ago after 738 days in captivity. They thanked the Jewish community for its incredible support, shared their harrowing experiences and their hopes for the future. Or spoke of what kept him alive and the responsibility, he says, he now carries.
A responsibility to know good from evil, right from wrong, and to have moral clarity. A responsibility to remind us that division destroys us, and that we must find what brings us together, not what rips us apart. A responsibility for unity. We, the Jewish people, survived thousands of years because we stood together. When we are united, we are unbreakable. And when the Jewish people unite around the cause, like bring our hostage home, we are unstoppable.
Birthright Israel and Birthright Israel Foundation announced the recipient of its 2025 Jeffrey R. Solomon Prize today. The prize recognizes an exceptional Jewish communal professional who, it writes, has made a profound and lasting impact on young adults on Birthright Israel trips. This year's winner, Rabbi Gershon Litt, director of William and Mary Hillel at the College of William and Mary in Virginia, who, it wrote, has staffed more than 40 Birthright Israel trips. CEO Giddy Mark saying of Litt, he has consistently helped young Jews transform the Israel experience into a profound moment of identity building. His commitment to creating meaningful connections embodies the founding vision of Birthright Israel, ensuring a strong Jewish future through extraordinary encounters with the land and people of Israel. The American Jewish Committee last week signed a landmark partnership agreement, it wrote, with the Jewish community of Japan, its first official Jewish community partnership in Asia, which, it wrote, underscores AJC's commitment to building global Jewish solidarity. CEO Ted Deutsch wrote this formalized partnership between AJC and JCJ will help us to deepen bonds across continents and ensure that the voices of smaller Jewish communities are heard on the global stage. Taking a look now at our programming for tonight on JBS for Monday, November the 17th. At 7 o'clock on JLMinute, JNS Bureau Chief Alex Traiman and journalist Josh Hasten break down the week's events in Israel. At 8, Aron Hirt-Manheimer joins Abigail Pogrebin to talk about his book, Sons of Survivors, Making Peace with Inherited Trauma. At 8:30, I speak with Hayley Nagelberg and Idan Lev, a young couple living in Israel who reflect on Idan's video, Choosing to Stay, which explores his struggle over whether to remain after October the 7th. At 9, it's Jake Ehrenreich on L'chaim. At 10, Ilana Stein-Hain speaks with author Sarah Hurwitz. At 10:30, an encore of the news, and coming up next, it's Good Week, Israel. And that's the JBS News Update for Monday, November the 17th, 2025. I'm Teisha Bader. Am Yisrael Chai.